All right, I'm finally getting to this 2 days late. Roadmap Roundup. It was a big one. It was a big deal. Notable changes. Release view. So after talking at length, here, let me move my webcam over here instead. After talking at length with the team in Montreal, we've realized it makes much more sense to split the derelict reclaimer points of interest into two distinct cards, due to the development work being significantly different for each. Oh, okay. The description and title of the original card has been updated, and the following card has been added to release view. Okay, so you have the derelicts that are on planets, and then you have the derelicts that are in space for reclaimers. Huge ship. Reclaimers getting a lot of love lately. And narratively unique missions to the space missions. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And then these passed final review, so they're committed for 317.2. The Lagrange points. It's weird that they say additional. I feel like it should just be like finishing off the Lagrange points. But maybe it won't be all of them. Maybe. We don't really know much detail on that. Then Reclaimer settlement, because the Reclaimer gets turned into a settlement. And that's like the point of interest. It's not really a derelict, it's a settlement. And then the derelict Reclaimer space missions are like more probably traditional derelicts, but then they said narrative based. We'll see. AI planetary navigation is it's gonna be so bad. It is such a huge step towards like Star Citizen being a reality, but it's gonna be so bad. The NPC reactions are terrible. So I'm working on a video where I needed to show my shields going down, and I couldn't get an NPC to shoot. He wasn't capable of shooting. He just floated around me and never shot me. Like, those are the kind of NPCs we're dealing with right now. It's not good. Then the Siege of, illegal delivery missions, which we saw in ISC last week, which are, I don't know, we'll see. And then Siege of Orison, which looks really promising, that it'll be some fun. And then for the progress tracker, this is all stuff that is Q1 2023, with more teams to be added in a future publish. Salvage vehicle munching, they're calling it. So this is where we're starting to get more into what salvage is to me. Is implementing the ability to transform large chunks of metal salvaged from ships into a refinable material. First off, that means we turn ships into large chunks, right? That would have to mean that we cut things as well. This will use the grinder systems aboard salvage ships like the Vulture and Reclaimer. Okay, so the Vulture is involved in this as well. So these were the things that I was kind of like, man, this is what I bought this ship for, and it doesn't do anything. So yeah, this is Q1 2023 on the schedule for that. That probably means that it's further out as far as the release goes, but still, I think, kind of cool nonetheless. Then freight elevators. This makes it official. 318 is just going to be boxes that are physical. We waited for a very long time for boxes to be physical. When we thought and we heard about the cargo refactor, I think we thought it was going to be many other things, and it looks like a lot of that work has been split up. That's okay. It's not great. It's not great. I mean, obviously, if I could have everything I wanted in the world, it would be, a fully finished cargo refactor on, as soon as possible. But that's not always a reality, right? So, with that said, freight elevators, implementation of systems for and content for players to physically load and unload cargo to and from their ships by conveying cargo to and from hangars, landing pads, garages, and docking collars. Garages. All right. I think what's going to happen is at outposts, this was a question I always had. At outposts, where does the cargo go and how are we going to retrieve it? Because it just magically goes in our ship now. Sounds like garages. So that's kind of cool. Maybe garages are for ground vehicles as well. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. But that, again, looks like Q1 2023 that it's being worked on. So physicalized boxes should be good for piracy. It really matters what they do as far as the economy goes, and if we get any sort of cargo-related missions. If we were getting cargo-related missions, I feel like they would have been put here, but we'll have to see. Sometimes things just magically appear out of nowhere, like a lot of the 317.2 stuff. Once 318 gets stabilized, if they're not making cargo missions, I don't know what they're doing, right? New player experience. This one's very interesting. An initiative for improving the initial first 30 minutes of gameplay experience. This will help players understand the context of the world and introduce them to some of Star Citizen's basic features. This will include updates to landing zones, spaceports, hab, shops, and more. I mean, this has to be a tutorial. The way they wrote it, it has to be a tutorial. Lyric caused that one. What's funny is Lyric had no problem playing like 2 years ago, just using the little pop-ups at the bottom. And I heard he really struggled. I didn't watch this time, and if those of you guys don't know who Lyric is, he's just like a really big Twitch streamer, and everybody makes a big deal when a big Twitch streamer plays their game. Lyric was no exception, right? And yeah. So I heard he hit every bug possible, and it was just a mess. But I don't think that's where something like this comes from. I think this was something that was already kind of in the works. They're getting a lot of new players, guys. I think it comes from like a lot of the things that they talk in on the letter from the chairman was something like this is, hey, we're getting a lot of new players. We got to do something here. So updating any sort of thing. I just don't know what this is going to look like. So the first thing, like, I don't know. I don't know what they could possibly do here to improve the situation with how buggy the game is, but okay. Player/machine physical interaction, excuse me. These just look like animations, including locker doors. So it looks like this is a cargo refactor, possibly, as well as flicking switches and pushing buttons. Okay. Just getting us locked into animations all the time. So do you know what I see this as? We're at Security Post Correa, and I'm trying to go through a door, and I have to put my gun down and press a button in an animation, and literally everybody who's trying to kill you is going to wait for you to be in that animation, and then you die. I don't want to be like a doomer about this, but anything with animation in this game is a big pain point. Have you ever reloaded in the middle of a fight? It's not fun. Also, the fact that your gun automatically reloads when you run out of ammo and fire a single shot. Also not fun. I'm sorry. I just do not like the way the game feels as far as that goes. Then Aegis Retaliator base, building, implementing, balancing the Aegis multi-crew combat ship. The Retaliator, I don't remember what this thing is supposed to be in comparison to the bomber, but I guess it's the first step to... This was supposed to be the first modular ship, right? So I guess it's the first step to that. Here's a big one, the Anvil Crucible. So this is a repair platform. Naturally, after you do salvage, the Crucible uses all the things that you salvage to repair, as far as I understand. So next logical, like, big ship to make would be this one. That would be pretty cool. And then due to additional priority being put on the salvage work mentioned above, the following deliverable was removed. room depressurization. I don't think that's a big deal. So I think that that's like a wrinkle that can get put on the game later. I don't think it's like an absolute necessity right now, where these other things I definitely think are more of a priority. But Cameral's going to lose his mind. And yeah, that was Roadmap Roundup. I feel that we're still going in the right direction. I like the new player experience thing. I just don't know how well it's going to work. The freight elevators really kind of tell us what 318 is going to look like, and what we need to know what kind of changes they're going to be making towards the economy of cargo, how much cargo is in a certain place, how consistently can we play and do cargo runs and have them have variety and excitement, and, well, maybe not excitement, but keep us interested. I mean, the current way that we do cargo right now is, it's so bad in so many ways. Like, the risk versus the reward just isn't there. And when you do a cargo refactor, I feel like those additional fixes need to go hand in hand. And it is on ISC this week, so we'll have to see what happens with that.